the post-9/11 generation. There's been a lot of buzz in the media lately about the current generation of youth. Now approaching the age of adulthood and entering the workforce, there are many noticeable differences between this generation and the previous one, the millennials, and I think that the events of 9/11 had a major effect on that divide. Like, for example, the huge mental health epidemic that is currently affecting today's youth. Depression and suicide rates have skyrocketed in the past decade. A 2015 study found that 14.4% of youth had self-harmed, compared to a 2005 study of 11.8%. Somebody who self-harms isn't necessarily suicidal because those are two distinct issues. However, there is a correlation. Self-harming can turn into suicidal ideation, and then later escalating into an attempt. Almost half of all self-harmers have admitted to at least one attempt in their life. I think that the event of 9/11 is a contributing factor to the rising number of teens attempting to take their own lives. That along with social media. I don't mean to sound like one of those middle-aged Facebook minion meme posting boomers, because mobile phones and the internet are without a doubt the most revolutionary invention of all time, well, besides plumbing, and have made some huge advancements to modern-day society. However, there are some negative effects as well. With a constant 24-hour, 7 days a week stream of information across the globe, it can be overwhelming for a developing mind. Technology is a very new thing, so we are essentially the iPhone guinea pigs. It's normal for society to advance and change over time, but in the past decade, society has advanced quicker than ever before in recorded history. Just to give you some idea, the ballpoint pen was invented in 1938, Velcro and Frisbees a decade later in 1948, seatbelts in 1959, and gay marriage in Canada wasn't legal until July 20th, 2005. 100 years ago, we were still riding horses and huddling by the fireplace to keep warm. With all this change happening rapidly with every coming year, society has never experienced this before, and the long-term effects are unknown. Another contributing factor, I believe, to this recent spike in teen suicides is trauma, which brings us to our last point. Age of fear. After 9/11, society was plagued with paranoia and fear. It didn't help that the Columbine shooting was only 2 years prior. At the time, it was the deadliest shooting in American history, and it also inspired a long string of copycats. Some theorize that my generation inherited all this trauma, many of us being born shortly after 9/11. Even though these events happened in the US, the us versus them mentality trickled down into Canada. Instead of working together to build a better future and support one another, people were so willing to trade in their freedom for security and blame the other side. Liberals versus conservatives, pro-guns versus anti-guns, Christians versus atheists. We often forget that at the end of the day, we are all still humans and we're all lonely. In the age of technology and fear, we're divided and lost. We all crave and need human contact and attention, but we're so desperate to prove why we're right and they're wrong that we're not able to compromise and communicate. I think, too, that the immediate threat of global warming is something else that causes dread and nihilism in this generation. We're told constantly that the planet is dying and we only have 10 years to save it. All this pressure is being thrown on our shoulders, and we're still either in high school or just getting out of it. With the rise of climate change and global warming, we need to put our fears aside now more than ever and come together to fight for a brighter future and a better tomorrow.